صباح الخير وأهلا وسهلا فيكم. Welcome to another session of reading comprehension in Levantine Arabic. In today's session, we'll be reading a different topic. We've got some key vocabulary for you. The text is full of grammatical cases and new structures and vocabulary. So I would definitely recommend, before starting, to grab a pen, a piece of paper, so you could write some of these vocabulary. At the end of the video, I'll instruct you with a number of tasks. Whoever wants to take that task on, that would be brilliant. And I'd definitely encourage that all of you give it a try. We all start from somewhere. There are a number of advantages for reading comprehensions. One of it is revising some of these grammatical cases that you always kind of keep miss. And equally, strengthen your reading by familiarizing yourself with the vocabulary, the alphabet, and most importantly, creating that visual image of the vocabulary so you're no longer a stranger, or these vocabulary are no longer strange to you when you come across it in a text. First and foremost, let's have a look at the vocabulary. And the title for today's reading comprehension is خطط المستقبل في عصر الأوبئة. خطط, plans, المستقبل, the future, في عصر, in an era. عصر is era or time or age. الأوبئة, pandemics. الأوبئة, pandemics. Let's get down and try to pronounce some of these vocabulary. Some of you might find them new and some of you might find them not new, and it's just for you to practice. طموحة. طموحة. طموحة, ambitious. It's an adjective, so that's feminine. If you want to use it for masculine, just delete the feminine case, so it becomes طموح. طموح as masculine. في الوقت الحالي. في الوقت الحالي, and that's a mouthful structure or phrase. You could replace it with حاليا. حاليا. Which one to use? You could choose either. There's no preference, there's no statistics or surveys. It's just phrase versus another. Pick any. خيارات. 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 الواقع. 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 We do have another vocabulary which is similar. We do have another synonym, in fact, just to be more clearer. We do have another synonym, and it is الحقيقة. 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 And obviously in dialect people would replace the qaf with a glottal stop, so it becomes الحقيقة. 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 Both these vocabulary would always be preceded with a preposition في. It must. في الحقيقة or في الواقع. مختلف. 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 مشهورة. 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 And this is a feminine adjective, so if you want to use it with masculine, you delete the feminine case, so it becomes مشهور. مزدحمة. crowded. مزدحمة. مزدحمة. هدوء. 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 خطة. 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 تحدث. تحدث or تحدث. تحدث or تحدث. As we know, in dialect people tend to replace most of the th sounds with an S for Sarah or a T for Tango, depending on the vocabulary. We do have another synonym, which is حكى. حكى, which some of you might be familiar with. مسموح. مسموح, which is allowed. And if you're in the Middle East, you'll be very familiar with the opposite, which is ممنوع, which is prohibited or not allowed. ممنوع. ممنوع. If you're really good with spellings, see if you could write it down in the comment section below. The final word is تقيدات. 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 These are our key vocabulary, and the title is خطط المستقبل في عصر الأوبئة. In our next section, we will be reading the text. Equally, I will be translating word-for-word translation. The overall translation, it is up to you. And if you want to take on the challenge by leaving the full translation for the text based on your understanding and your interpretation, leave in the comment section below, and that's a task for you. And at the end of reading and translating word for word, I'll give it a final read. This is your chance to do some dictation, self-dictation perhaps, and to practice and imitate me and try to read after me. This is your chance for you to repeat and read after me. Let's get into it. في الماضي أنا كنت طموحة كتير عن حياة الشغل لما كنت في الجامعة. في الماضي in the past. أنا كنت I was طموحة ambitious كتير very. عن حياة about the life الشغل work. لما كنت في الجامعة لما when كنت I was في الجامعة at the university. وكنت فكر كتير عن الخيارات المتاحة إلي. وكنت فكر and I used to think كتير a lot عن الخيارات about the options المتاحة available إلي for me to me. وكنت فكر كتير عن الخيارات المتاحة إلي. I used to think a lot about the options available for me. ولكن بعد ما تخرجت وفي الوقت الحالي ولكن but بعد ما after تخرجت I graduated وفي الوقت الحالي currently or you could use حاليا الواقع مختلف. Reality is different or real life is different. أكثر more الواقع مختلف. The reality is different or the real life is different. أكثر more لأنه أنا هلا because I now بشتغل I work في شركة محاماة. في شركة in a company محاماة law because currently I work in a law firm company because now I work in a law firm. في شركة محاماة a law firm مشهورة famous في هولندا in the Netherlands. من from شقتي my flat في غرب لندن in West London. ما كنت بتخيل I did not imagine. ما كنت بتخيل I did not imagine. في يوم من الأيام one day. It's a really nice structure for you to memorize and use. في يوم من الأيام one day. في يوم من الأيام. في in يوم is the singular. من الأيام the plural. إنه اسكن في دولة. إنه that اسكن I live في دولة in a country. واشتغل أنا work. واشتغل في دولة تانية. واشتغل and I work في دولة in a country تانية another else. أنا هلا عم فكر غير شغل. أنا هلا I'm now عم فكر I'm thinking. غير شغل change jobs. غير change شغل job. At the moment or currently I'm thinking of changing jobs. وهذا يمكن بسبب الحجر الصحي. وهذا يمكن بسبب الحجر الصحي. وهذا and this يمكن perhaps بسبب because of الحجر الصحي quarantine. يلي بيخليني بفكر هيك. يلي which بيخليني makes me lets me بفكر to think هيك as such or like this. يعني لو كان قبل كوفيد كنت رح انتقل على هولندا واسكن هناك كم سنة. يعني I mean لو كان قبل كوفيد if it was before COVID. لو كان if it was قبل كوفيد before COVID كنت رح انتقل I would have moved على هولندا to the Netherlands واسكن هناك and I live there كم سنة a number of years for certain amount of years. هلأ بسكن في شقة صغيرة في منطقة مزدحمة كتير وفيها مطاعم وبارات. هلأ بسكن now I live في شقة صغيرة in a small flat. في منطقة مزدحمة in a crowded area. في منطقة which means area or region. مزدحمة crowded كتير a lot. وفيها مطاعم وبارات and it has lots of restaurants and bars. فيها مطاعم وبارات. We do have another word in Arabic, but everybody else or the new generation or the trendy generation, they tend to use the English one. So it's absolutely up to you. بس أنا, but I am, بحب الهدوء. I like quiet. وفي المستقبل and in the future بدي انتقل لبيت صغير. بدي I want انتقل to move لبيت صغير to a small house مع حديقة with a garden وقريب and near من الريف to the countryside and near to the countryside. الريف countryside قريب من near to. أنا رح بقضي وقت أكتر مع عائلتي ورفقاتي. أنا رح بقضي I will spend وقت أكتر more time مع عائلتي with my family ورفقاتي and my friends. رح اشتري قطة I will buy a cat. رح اشتري I will buy قطة a cat. وإذا بحسن وعندي وقت فاضي رح حسن لغتي العربية. وإذا بحسن and if I can وعندي and I have وقت فاضي free time رح حسن I will improve. رح حسن I will improve لغتي my language العربية the Arabic. لغتي العربية my Arabic language. ورح أعمل خطة لمشروع في بلد بيتحدث باللغة العربية. يمكن الأردن ولا لبنان. ورح أعمل and I'll undertake خطة a plan لمشروع for a project في بلد in a country بيتحدث converse or talks or uses باللغة العربية Arabic language meaning in a country that speaks Arabic. يمكن perhaps الأردن Jordan ولا لبنان or Lebanon. طبعا إذا مسموح إلنا نسافر بدون تقيدات. طبعا إذا مسموح إلنا نسافر بدون تقيدات. طبعا إذا مسموح إلنا نسافر بدون تقيدات. طبعا of course إذا مسموح if allowed إلنا for us نسافر we travel. بدون without تقيدات restrictions. أنا رح سافر هنيك في عطلة. أنا رح سافر I will travel هنيك there. في عطلة on a holiday. في عطلة on a holiday or in a break. So عطلة which means a holiday or break. Break as a break from work, not as breaking something or smashing. ورح بقوي محادثتي في اللغة العربية. ورح بقوي محادثتي في اللغة العربية. ورح بقوي and I will strengthen. So قوى is to strengthen. ورح بقوي and I will strengthen محادثتي my conversation في اللغة العربية in Arabic language. And now we've reached the end of our reading comprehension and translating. In our next section, what I will be doing, I will be trying to read the text slowly. This is your chance to imitate me or do some self-dictation. As always, you could pause the video and go over it back again. So it's absolutely up to you, and you're in control and you're in charge. خطط المستقبل في عصر الأوبئة. في الماضي أنا كنت طموحة كتير عن حياة الشغل. لما كنت في الجامعة. وكنت فكر كتير عن الخيارات المتاحة إلي، ولكن بعد ما تخرجت وفي الوقت الحالي حاليا الواقع مختلف أكتر، لأنه أنا هلأ بشتغل في شركة محاماة مشهورة في هولندا. من شقتي في غرب لندن. ما كنت بتخيل في يوم من الأيام إنه أسكن في دولة واشتغل في دولة تانية. أنا هلأ عم فكر غير شغل، وهذا يمكن بسبب الحجر الصحي يلي بيخليني فكر هيك. يعني لو كان قبل كوفيد كنت رح انتقل على هولندا واسكن هونيك كم سنة. هلأ بسكن في شقة صغيرة في منطقة مزدحمة كتير، وفيها مطاعم وبارات، بس أنا بحب الهدوء. وفي المستقبل بدي انتقل لبيت صغير مع حديقة وقريب من الريف. أنا رح بقضي وقت أكتر مع عائلتي ورفقاتي. أنا رح بقضي وقت أكتر مع عائلتي ورفقاتي. رح اشتري قطة، وإذا بحسن وعندي وقت فاضي وإذا بحسن وعندي وقت فاضي رح حسن لغتي العربية، ورح أعمل خطة لمشروع في بلد بيتحدث باللغة العربية. يمكن الأردن ولا لبنان. طبعا إذا مسموح إلنا نسافر بدون تقيدات، أنا رح سافر هنيك في عطلة، ورح بقوي محادثتي في اللغة العربية، ورح بقوي محادثتي في اللغة العربية. And now we have reached the end of our reading comprehension and reading very slowly. So here we've got a number of tasks for you. A. Try to title this paragraph. I've given it a title. You might disagree with that title, so have a think about it and see if you give it a title in Arabic. B. Try to translate the paragraph and leave the overall translation or what you understood from it in the comment section below. And the third task, try to use the key vocabulary and write and form them within sentences and see how you understand where you could use them. So make some sentences with the key vocabulary. D, I've got a number of questions which are written in Arabic. I will leave the file in the community area, and that's only for members. And if you wish to support the channel, then have a think about it. And if you're willing to support the channel, so all the files will be put there, and this is for the members. So if you want to write it down or answer it, you could do that, and I'll give you some feedback on your answers. With that, I'll end today's session. Hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you did, don't forget to give a big thumbs up, as that's how you support the channel. And if you're new to the channel, then subscribe, as you would always be notified when a new video is out. Till next time, stay safe. Ma salame.